Welcome back to the Nash Potatoes Outdoor Show. Today, I'm going to show you my favorite campground of all time. It's located in Oklahoma at the Wichita Mountains National Wildlife Refuge. It's called Doris Campground. It is so peaceful, it is beautiful and relaxing and amazing all at the same time. Let's go check it out. Have you ever stumbled upon a place that was simply amazing? So amazing that you could hardly wait to go back? For me, that place is Doris Campground in Oklahoma. I first visited in January of 2020. Ever since then, my mind keeps flashing back to all the good times I had during my visit. When my memories of it just wouldn't go away, I knew I had to go back for another visit. Since this is my 400th YouTube video, I thought it would be the perfect time to take a second lap of this amazing wildlife refuge and campground. While I show you some of the amazing wildlife I saw during my visit, I'm going to give you the top 10 reasons why I love this place so much. Number 1, the abundance of wildlife. While I was there, I saw longhorn steer, bison, deer, turkeys, turtles, and lots of birds. This refuge also supports elk, but I've never seen them there. Number 2, the abundance of lakes adds to its beautiful scenery. There are a total of 13 lakes within the refuge. Number 3, lots of great hiking trails. There are about 15 miles of marked trails. Number 4, while many newer RV parks tend to remind me of a bland and boring parking lot, this place has so much character. It's loaded with lots of trees which provide for a sense of both peacefulness and privacy. Number 5, at night it's extremely dark and peaceful. It's so dark that it's nearly impossible to find the bathhouse without a flashlight. The only noise comes from the howling coyotes off in the distance. Number 6, there's no cell service, which makes it easier to remain present and enjoy your camping experience. But if you do need to grab cell service, Crater Lake has a solid signal and is just 2.3 miles away. Number 7, Mears Store and Restaurant is just 9 miles away. It's a great place to grab dinner as they're well known for their 1-pound hamburgers. Number 8, they have a brand new bathhouse. They also have multiple new vault toilets, which are surprisingly nice. Number 9, because it's a wildlife refuge, the deer are quite tame and so much fun to watch. And number 10, I feel like it's such a healthy place to visit. The trees and wildlife and rivers and lakes are full of good vibes and positive energy. I go through periods in my life where I feel so tired, beaten down, and often struggle to get motivated to do anything meaningful. This area allows for time to heal and even find a bit of mental clarity. Now, let me give you some info about the Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge. Over 1.7 million people visit each year. One of the primary attractions for the visitors is the opportunity to see the roaming herds of bison, longhorn steer, and Rocky Mountain elk. An enchanting landscape awaits you in southwestern Oklahoma at the Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge, where the mountains are thought to be about 500 million years old. The Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge occupies part of an ancient range of granite mountains that rise out of the southern prairies. The refuge encompasses over 59,000 acres of native mixed grass prairie, oak forests, rugged rockland habitats, and freshwater lakes and streams. Wichita Mountains is a popular destination for recreational activities. Rock climbing is overwhelmingly popular, but visitors can also enjoy hiking, camping, fishing, kayaking, bird watching, and wildlife photography. There is no charge for admission. This refuge has protected unique wildlife habitats since 1901, and it's actually the oldest managed wildlife facility in the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service system. Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge is home to a whole host of animals, from large animals like the American bison to tiny prairie dogs and even colorful mountain boomer lizards. The refuge hosts a great diversity of species, including 806 plant species, 240 species of birds, 36 fish, and 64 reptiles and amphibians. Also, today, roughly 220 longhorn steer and about 650 bison coexist with more than 50 other species of mammals, including Rocky Mountain elk, white-tailed deer, bobcat, coyote, and fox. Fishing for largemouth bass, sunfish, crappie, and channel catfish is popular in the 13 lakes on the refuge. Elk and deer hunting, to cull excessive numbers, is permitted in a managed hunt every fall. Hunters are chosen by lottery and a fee is charged. The refuge has an extensive trail system, including about 15 miles of official hiking trails. A narrow winding road leads to the summit of Mount Scott, elevation 2,464 feet, with a view that encompasses the whole refuge. Although the mountains rise only 800 to 1,000 feet above the surrounding prairie, they're very steep and rocky. The highest mountain in the refuge is Mount Pinchot, which rises to 2,479 feet. Okay, now let's quickly talk about the campground. Doris Campground contains 23 electric sites, 47 non-electric sites, 20 semi-primitive walk-in tent sites, and 3 group sites. Most campsites are sizable enough for RVs and trailers. Each campsite is equipped with a picnic table, fire ring, and grill. Roads are paved. Flush toilets and showers are provided within easy walking distance of a centrally located bathhouse. Water is available via water stations throughout the campground. A dump station is provided for RVs and trailers. Doris Campground is a recreational hub for visitors to the Wichita Mountains. Situated along the shoreline of Quanah Parker Lake, it's a stone's throw away from quality fishing, canoeing, kayaking, and hiking. Campers can toss a line in the water or hike up the Little Baldy Trail for a picturesque view. The Visitor Center, additional trails, and notable features like Mount Scott are just a few miles down the road. You should know there is no cell phone coverage in the campground. There is a 14-day maximum stay. Pets are allowed but must be on a leash. Okay, let's quickly take a step back. I actually found some really interesting info in regards to the history of the refuge. In 1907, Wichita Mountains received 15 bison from the New York Zoological Park to reestablish a southern plains herd. These 15 bison contributed to the long-term survival of the roughly 650 bison that roam freely today in the refuge. Today, Wichita Mountains constitutes the largest bison refuge managed by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Beginning in 1927, Texas longhorn cattle were also brought to the refuge for the long-term preservation of this historically significant breed of cattle. These two species are two parts of what makes Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge so special. Maintaining a healthy, genetically diverse herd is an important objective. The refuge staff collect hair and blood samples from bison during the annual roundup for genetic analysis and disease testing. Bison that are more closely related to the rest of the herd are selected for sale or donation, while bison with less genetic representation in the herd are retained for conservation. So I was able to find an online article from November of 2018. It was titled, "Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge Gets New Bison After 70 Years." For the first time in 70 years, the Wichita Mountains Wildlife Refuge has added new bison to its herd. The refuge added 3 male American bison that are 3 years old. They were brought in from Colorado. The last time bison were added was in the mid-1940s. These bison came from Nebraska. Each year, they move some bison from one refuge to another. It's important to add bison to manage the herd and also boost the genetic diversity. The refuge sends and receives bison from 5 different herds across the U.S. The next one they plan to bring in will be a female. Alright, now I'd like to show you around the campground a little bit. As you can see, they get 4.6 stars on Google, and they're located in southwest Oklahoma. Alright, here's the campground. There are actually 2 trails coming right from the campground that I wanted to show you a little bit later. The first one is the Environmental Education Center, and the second one is the Quanah Parker Dam. Here's a map of the campground. Sites 43 through 65 have electricity. And I'll show you a few of my favorite sites here in just a little bit. Alright, so here are sites 35 and 36. They do not have electricity, but they are right along Quanah Parker Lake. Alright, this is right about where I was camping at. I just wanted to show you this little camper right here. It's a little Airstream, which I'm kind of fond of. The sites are nice and large. They all have picnic tables and fire pit rings. So here are sites 43 and 44. These are probably the 2 best sites in the park. They both have electricity, and they're both right along the lake. Alright, so this is site 50, and I was located down on site 51. Site 50 is actually kind of on the lake. 51 is not on the lake, but it's a pretty good spot because it's close to one of the hiking trails and it's fairly close to the bathhouse. Alright, here is site 36. This one does not have electricity, but this one is along the lake. Seemed to be a nice peaceful spot, so I wanted to show you that really quick. Alright, here's site 31. This is actually at the end of a cul-de-sac. Pretty cool little spot right along the lake. Does not have electricity, but is a really great location. Alright, here's site 70. This one does not have electricity, but this has lots of privacy. Thought I'd show you that one really quick. Alright, and then these are the sites that are not on the lake but do have electricity. That's what they look like right here. Great spot, just not along the lake, and I think they are just about $2 cheaper as well. Alright, now I wanted to show you the semi-primitive walk-in tent sites, which are located right there at the bottom of the map. The site numbers go from 71 to 90. And this is the parking lot for these customers, and then this is the walking path right here is where it begins. And it really is quite a nice area. They've got picnic tables and fire pit rings. They do not have electricity. There are some vault toilets in this area, and the vault toilets are brand new and really nice actually. So I was going to show you this site. I believe this is site 71. And as you can see, there's picnic tables all over the place. This trail just kind of littered with campsites. Alright, so here is site number 87. This is in the semi-primitive area as well. As you can see, fire pit ring, grill, picnic table, and then spot to put your tent underneath the tree over here. Here's one more semi-primitive site, 76. Seemed to be a great spot. Wanted to show you that one. All right, this is the last one. Site number 72. Lots of trees all over this campground. I really, really love this place. All right, now I wanted to show you some of the facilities. This is the new bathhouse that I mentioned. They've got 4 showers. And then the men's and women's restrooms are on the other side of this building. As you can see, the showers are quite nice. And then these are the vault toilets that are accessible for the semi-primitive area as well as Loop A. They're brand new and actually really nice. These are the water stations. They are littered all around the park. I think they're called water hydrants. This is a bathhouse that I think is seasonal. I think they close it in the wintertime, but during the spring, summer, and fall, there would be more areas for you to bathe. These I found out are actually old vault toilets. They're littered throughout the park as well. All right, I wanted to show you this. This is site number 2. I was curious to know how big these sites are, and almost all of them were 22 paces, and so I Googled 22 paces equals 55 feet, so that'll give you an idea how big the sites are. And then they do have 3 group sites, A, B, and C. Just quickly show you those. That is group site A, and then they've got some vault toilets, and group site B. And then group site C is in a different area. Group site C was a little bit nicer. It was down by the lake, and they have a vault toilet down there as well. All right, now I'm going to show you 2 hikes that actually leave right from the campground. And then I'm going to show you 3 lakes within the wildlife refuge: Osage Lake, Jed Johnson Lake, and Rush Lake. And then I'm going to take you to my favorite burger joint in Mears. It's amazing. It's a 16-ounce burger. I'm going to turn some music on while I show you these places. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right, now I got to show you this little burger joint that I found. It's called Mears Store and Restaurant, and it's just 9 miles from the campground. They sell a 1-pound cheeseburger that is delicious. I actually got video of it. I'll show it to you here in a second. It's just a little hole-in-the-wall place. They are closed on Tuesday and Wednesday. Here's the menu. Seismic Mears cheeseburger is what you're going to want. 16 ounces, baby. Might as well get it with the works, jalapenos and all. It is so good. I went back to my camper and got a knife, cut it into fourths, and went to town on it. Look, it covers the whole plate. And I cleaned house, baby. 16 ounces. It was so good. There's a few things I wanted to mention about the campground. So there is some military thing going on next door, and so sometimes you will hear like these explosions. To me, it doesn't really bother me much, but you should be aware of it. Also, they are pretty much booked up on the weekends, so you're going to want to make sure you go to recreation.gov and get reservations. I went in just thinking that everything would be open, and it was not. So www.recreation.gov, they do require reservations, and just know that the weekends tend to be busy. Here are the prices: $22 to $24 for electric. And also, I have done some videos on this area previously, 4 of them to be precise. The Bison hiking trail, and then I did a workout, and then Holy City, and then the Sharon's Garden hiking trail. So if you're interested in checking out a few more adventures in the area, be sure to look at my videos. But that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching the Nash Potatoes Outdoor Show. This has been my 400th YouTube video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.